Good morning. Welcome to It's My Friday. My name is Scott Stanfield, and I am a modern longevitarian. And just want to say thank you for everybody watching on Spirituality Gone Wild, while also watching on LinkedIn and also on my Facebook pages and groups and things, all those different places that we're streaming right now, and even on YouTube. So I just want to say happy Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving is actually a really cool holiday for our family because on my mom's side, we actually date back all the way to the Mayflower, and that's our heritage and our ancestry goes all the way back. And I'm 17 generations away from Isaac Allerton, who came across on the Mayflower and his family. So it's really cool to date back to that and really have this connection to this American holiday in that way. And today is Biohack Wack Wednesday. And I initially started calling this Wacky Wednesday and then Biohack. And so what I do most of these days, barring last week where I said just how to get into ketosis, is go over these self experiments that either are in progress with myself or something over the past that I've done. Because you have to think I've been testing and doing these things for a long time. I was even at 19 drinking smoothies with spirulina in it, and so this is just not a recent thing for me. This modern longevitarian is only just been released to the world recently. And on episode 4 of the Modern Longevitarian podcast, before I started doing live episodes, I interviewed Lucas Rockwood, of the founder of YogaBody, and the Awesome Toes piece did not come up at all. And I got hit by an ad later, I guess, of doing my research and those type of things. And so I didn't even realize that I had my feet were shaped in the shape of a shoe that they were crammed into as I was growing up. And also, as I was, wingtips and wearing all the dress shoes that I was over the years. And yep. Hey, Steve Weber. Thanks. Biohack Whack Wednesday. Yep. And I love it too. This is where I get to talk about crazy things. And today I'm going with pictures of my feet on the internet live, which I don't think I've ever done before. So this is going to be a pretty cool, pretty cool episode for that. And kind of show you the before pictures, because I took before pictures back on August 20th before I started using them. Some in progress things, what it looks like. And then I took a picture of my feet today, and I'm going to put those up as well. So it's going to be a really cool thing. And then we're also going to look at the website as well. We're going to I'm going to share my screen and show you the page. By the way, I make no money from this. This is just my review of the product. I'm not an affiliate with YogaBody. I love what they do, and I love their breathing. And Lucas Rockwood has this a TED Talk that has millions of views, or at least over I think 2 million views. I talk about the 3 categories of breathing. And that's why we had him on the podcast. We talked about that. And we also talked about longevity. He lives in Barcelona, and talking about how you can mitigating stress. You can make a lot of mistakes in doing that. So I recommend you go back and listen to that on whatever platform you listen to podcasts, because it's a super cool episode with Lucas Rockwood. And his story is amazing as well, and how he got into doing yoga. And he did yoga for over a year straight without missing a day. And when the instructors told him that he should take a day off, he went to a different studio. So he was pretty intense about it. So excuse me one second. So here we go. Let's get into this. I'm going to cover my face up with this image here, and we're going to talk about this. And this is my before picture of my toes. Now, here's a couple things to notice. And I put some arrows in there along with the lines. You can see that my great toe, or the big toe, is actually angling inward, right? And what you can't see in this picture, because I only have an overhead view, is that my big toe actually grows, it's upward. And so if I don't keep my toenails trimmed, it actually will put holes in my socks, and because it grows upward. And I think what happened is that in the shoes that I had when I was growing, no fault of anybody else's, that may have. And so, Nathan Smith, I'm here. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. This is a thing, right? So my toes grow upward. My big toe grew upward. You can also see the overlap of my big toe over my second toe, which is longer than my big toe. And that may have been because of the shoe design or any of those things. And then the most, when you look at the outside of my feet, you've got this, my fourth toe right there is actually turned sideways, right? Is it turned, inward, in the shape of the shoe. And my poor little pinky toe, we don't even want to talk about my pinky toe because it's just like crammed in there. So yeah, that's what this looks like for me before I bought these. And so and this is where people get into bunions and things like that. I can't even imagine what women go through when they're wearing high heel shoes and all of those things. And so it's really really a wild thing. So let's do this. Let's go back to this here, and let's share my screen. Let's go over the the website here and look at what they got going on at YogaBody here. And let's see here. Yep, there we go. And so we're going to look at this page here. And they got a video. I'm not going to play the video right now, but it's really cool marketing. And I actually have these. They depending on your shoe size, your foot size, they come in two different sizes. And they have a beginner one that starts you out on a progression and then takes you to a larger one. And so I wear a size 10 and a half normally. And I had to buy a bigger shoe. And Lucas Rockwood tells a story about he had to buy 2.5 sizes up on his shoes after using these and creating these. And what happens is your balance goes up dramatically. And also on top of that, your performance can go up. So improved balance. This is what their benefits of Awesome Toes are: corrective spacers. So improved balance, relieve foot strain, stress, and tension, reverse lifelong imbalances, reduce injury, improve posture, improve speed in running and walking. And I've found this, right? I've actually my foot rotates different, and I'm able to push off my big toe differently when I do a lot of hiking, especially during the summer. And with these minimalist shoes, and I really could feel the difference in the way that my foot was. I wasn't walking on the outside of my foot anymore. I was walking more center of my foot, and it really was helping with that. Let's see, alleviate possible reverse conditions such as plantar fasciitis, hammer toe, corns, bunions, blisters, and overlapping toes, which is something that I had. And blisters are a really interesting thing. I got some blisters on the bottom of my feet doing a long hike. I think because I was putting pressure on my feet in different places than what I did. So when to wear Awesome Toes. After work, around the house, while sleeping, during yoga practice, stretching, with flip-flops, which I've done. I've done that with flip-flops while walking, running, hiking, inside wide toe shoes. And so you saw if you were here in the beginning, or go back to the beginning of this, I actually wear these inside my shoes when I'm doing everything. And sometimes I'll wear these for 8 hours at a time. And so this is a really, really cool thing you can do to repair your something that's happened to us over our lifetime. So here's how the box comes, and it's got two different sizes. Includes 2 pairs, small and large. It depends on that. They're washable. They're silicone. Really cool. $25 plus shipping and handling. Now here's an interesting thing, right? So we start out as babies on the left. This is a really cool picture. Babies on the left. This is how our feet look. And then we start stuffing them into these shoes that are shaped differently. Here's wingtips for men, high heels, some sneakers or hiking boots. And then what happens is your feet kind of look like this, right? Which is you're probably the same way. This is how it looks for me. And so anyway, this is really cool thing. And then these are different shapes of feet. I've actually seen this before where it may have it attached to certain cultures, like Egyptian foot looks like this or things like that. I looked at this last night, and I don't know which one of which one of these my feet would fit in if it wasn't cramped into shoes as I was growing up, or even as an adult. You have to realize I'm 48 years old, so I've been cramming mine and my feet in shoes for a long, long time. I think the biggest thing to really to be aware of is what we're doing to our children and our grandchildren now. I don't have any grandchildren, but children, and what shoes we're buying for them, and making sure that their shoes fit them properly, and maybe buying shoes that have not for style, that what they want, but with a wider toe box, because that's super important. I've also done a lot of research of this on Tony Riddle, who's a natural lifestylist. You can find him on Instagram and all these places. He's been on the Rich Roll podcast and watched multiple things. And he ran across England barefoot. So 30 days, 30 miles a day on average, barefoot, and is a barefoot runner. And when he wears shoes, he wears Vivo shoes. They sponsor him. So I would really look into understanding things like that. And then so it's it it really kind of goes into other things. It shows you how you can stretch and run with them and wear them in your shoes as long as you have a wide toe box in your shoe. Another picture of the box, and then so it's really cool thing. So let me show you one other thing that I did in addition to this. Let me get back to this here, and let's let's see here. Go back to this. Right. All right. So this is one other thing I did. So this is a picture of me in progress, and you can see I've got the spacers here. I've been hiking with them on. You can see there's got a little dirt on them. I hadn't washed them a little bit, and the not the best picture, but this was just an in moment picture. I was like, this is what I'm doing. So when you buy broccoli, right, you get these rubber bands. What do you do with the rubber bands? I do multiple things with them. One of them is I actually strengthen my hand the opposite way. So I put them around my fingertips and stretch my, and you can't see me do that, but you stretch out like that, right? And then the other thing is so I in my box, right? So here's my YogaBody box. I will have, and I upgraded to this this red one. It came with look at that Ruger LCP2, right? That's my wife's. And so it came with that. So really strong rubber band, right? And what happens is that you can imagine these are my big toes, right? It can, if they're in like that, you can have some tension on them and kind of stretch them that way, right? And do that. So anyway, you get two sizes. There's my small, right? And then here's my large, right? So just to show you the difference between the two. Okay. So there's two different sizes. Maybe you can see it better over there. All right. Yeah, there we go. And like I said, I hike with these on. I've done, gosh, 5 miles with these. I wear them when I'm going to the out to the grocery store, just during the day, right? Because I'm standing up right now. I'm in a stand-up desk, right? I wear them when I work out. I wear them when I jump rope. I wear them, all these different times. And so anyway, I know one of the biggest things I need to do when you look back at this picture is that I've got to really like widen my foot, my toe box, and also get my big toes in the right place. And I don't think my little fourth piggy is ever going to going to straighten out. I'm not really going to work on that. And even the second knuckle on my big toe here is even though I've got this this rubber band on here, and this occasion is still going to be pushed inward. So I'm kind of unless I do some major stuff here, it's just going to just this kind of, I'm going to have the shape of my foot, but I can improve it, right? Which is where we are, right? We're doing this whole improvement thing of being a modern longevitarian, and so it's how can you improve today and how can you improve tomorrow, and use this. I use the Japanese the art of Kaizen, which is continuous improvement. I can get a little bit better today than I was yesterday, and so it's super cool. Now let's look at the picture of today, right? So here's today versus now. Here's the before picture, right? Let's go back to this before picture, right? You can see the overlapping of the toe on my left foot, right? It's still there, right? It's still there, but it's not as predominant. There's a little bit more gap between my toes. Also, if you notice, it looks to me like, and they're my feet, right? And I'm making you look at my feet, is that my whole foot is wider. And that's because I'm spreading spreading out all of that stuff and stretching it. And so if you notice on my right foot that there's no overlapping anymore between my big toe and my second toe. And so it also, because my foot's wider, it makes my pinky toe look like it's crammed in even more from that. Now I will say that this happens, right? When I am, and I'm still in progress. I don't have them on right now because I have them off for the show, but I'm going to put them on immediately following the show. I have a couple of coaching calls this afternoon, and I'll be wearing them during that. And when I work out, meditate. I have even tried sleeping with them on. And, but what happens is they kind of catch on my sheets. I have flannel sheets because I live at 7,000 feet. And sometimes I have the window open. And so that doesn't really work so well for me. And then I always end up taking them off in the middle of the night because different things, right? At some point, your feet will just go, and I need to take them off. Right. And that's what happens. And so it's really kind of weird when you're putting these spacers between your toes. And then if you put a sock on, the sock is pulling in. So you're putting pressure on everything. So it's kind of weird. So I like doing this with putting them on and being barefoot with flip flops what I found is the best way to do it is put your foot on the flip flop and then put them on the outside of the flop. And that way you can that you're not like trying to wear the flip flop and it's spaced out and it's sliding off your foot. So it actually has a little mechanism to hold your flop on. And then so then I don't wear socks, right? If I put in my shoes on. And so for most of the time, I'm sockless, right? When I'm wearing this. And if you're in a warm environment, you probably don't have a problem with it unless you're a Wim Hof practitioner like me and you're okay with all of those things. So people give me some weird looks when it's 28 degrees outside and I got shorts, no socks, and some minimalist shoes on and a t-shirt or a light jacket on, right, or a vest or something. And so it's really kind of an odd situation. But for most people, because we've been told we have to wear clothes, no matter or jackets and things, not clothes, but wear clothes and jackets and gear and all that stuff. And so the thing is that is what I wear these a lot, right? And I go through phases, right, where it's like, okay, I'm going to wear these every day, and I do for a week, and then I like take a couple days off or miss a week or something because I took them off, and where are they? I don't know where I put them. Right now, I go, hey, anybody see my awesome toes? Right? Oh, they're over here, right? And so I think it's really a cool thing, though. I think it's really is something that that you can do kind of in incognito behind the scenes and really build up your really start repairing your feet. Um, and so um, so we just got a comment from Steve, right? He said he's got some overlapping toes. I love this. I'm going to try. And so if you haven't seen Steve and I both are part of the Spirituality Gone Wild Network. I've been on his show 3 times. I got to get him on my show as a guest. American Gumption Morning Show, Monday through Fridays. And it's at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So look him up on Facebook. And he's also, like I said, he's in Spirituality Gone Wild Network and super cool. And worked for Bubblegum Shrimp Company for 15 years as Forrest Gump. And so he uses the stories from the movies to help people change their lives, and super, super cool. So that's about it. Happy holidays. I wanted to go over this. This is something that's in progress. I don't have an after picture. I have, like I said, here's my before picture, right? This is before I ever started using them, right? And it's just super cool. You can see how my foot, I put these lines in, I put a little arrows in to show some of my trouble spots, right? And then this is me in progress using them here. Okay. And I'm even added a broccoli rubber band there. I have another rubber band that's even stronger than that now that I use and try to get my big toe in a great position or the best position possible. And so you're going to probably have to, because when you start straightening out your toes, your feet get bigger, right? And when your feet bigger from end to end, you're measuring because it's a longer distance. And so you're probably going to have to change the size of shoe you wear. So for me, buying an 11 after buying 10 and a half for, all my adult life was a change for me, even a mental struggle for me to like go, wow, is this really going to work for me? And so some shoes that I've had in the past just don't work. And I don't ever see me putting myself back into some shoes that actually do that. So I'm going to buy wider shoes as I go. And so here I am today. This is this morning when I was making my coffee. I took a picture and then I uploaded it here. And so this is it. So if you're interested in awesome shoes, you can just search that at YogaBody or just go Google and often awesome toes and search that, and you'll find a link and you'll go there. And again, listen to the podcast that I have with Lucas Rockwood, which is episode number 4. And it was such a blessing to have him on the show and learn so much from him. And it was great to really ask him, what he could do to help extend somebody's longevity, just one piece of advice. And he goes, I don't know exactly if I have the answer. But he really dug in deep and was looking at the environment around him in Barcelona, which has the average age of 83 years old. And so not average age, but the average lifespan of that. And so super cool guy, super cool company, super cool product. And it was a super cool interview on Modern Longevitarian Podcast. And again, episode 4. And so anyway, I wish you happy holidays. No shows on Thursday or Friday. On Monday, we're going to have on Damon Burton. He is the author of this book, Outrank, and which is he actually is an SEO specialist, and lives here in Utah, and we're pretty tight. Anyway, we're going to talk about work-life balance, and he has got the processes dialed in for work-life balance better than anybody I've ever seen. And I'm so dial in if you want to see how to really be an entrepreneur and balance your life with your family, your friends, and your life, right? This is the guy to listen to. So he's going to be on Monday the 30th. We're already worked this out. And so I'm excited about having him on the show. Next week's going to be packed. I got 4 guests next week and some super great guests. And so I'll be putting posts out probably on Saturday, teasing all those shows. So just pay attention to that. Again, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all the people watching on Spirituality Gone Wild. Thank you for all watching on LinkedIn. This is again something that if you work on your feet like I did for almost 30 years, and I'm standing up right now on this desk, right? So I expand to be standing up and walking and hiking and playing with my kids. Now my son's 18. We're going to be sparring and doing martial arts and those type of stuff. You're going to need better balance. You're going to need to perform better. You need to be able to correct what the damage has been done, not knowingly, just to, well intentions, right? But just not knowing that these things were done. So anyway, this is a way to do that. I encourage you to check out this product or something similar. And it's really working for me, and it's super cool. So I'm going to wrap it up right here. Happy holidays. My name is Scott. This is It's My Friday, and I'm a modern longevitarian. And if today happens to be your Friday, I wish you a great weekend. And for those of you who are working in the food industry like I have for a long time, I wish you the very best of the holidays, and stay safe out there, everybody. Yep. Yep. Oh, so somebody said sparring. Heck yeah. So there we go. Yeah, we get after it sometimes. So you guys, anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up here. Cheers.